Welcome to my lounge. I've had such a problem making this movie, I'm just about to give up. 3 times. This is the 3rd time. Well, the first time the phone rang. Then there was a doorbell. Then the mouth and the sound didn't coordinate. And the sound on this little computer isn't too good either. So generally I'm a bit browned off. But anyway, welcome to my lounge. I promised you to tell you about diabetes. And this is my story, and it might be different for anybody else. But some years ago, I went on a health binge, and I did juicing. And just for some simple, unimportant thing, I arrived at the doctor. He took blood. And when I went back for my appointment, he told me I was a diabetic, or a peripheral diabetic. Well, I was really mad. I don't want to be a diabetic. Who wants to be a diabetic? My husband's a diabetic. I have seen over the years how he has taken more and more pills and less success in getting his sugar down. To me, his pills are useless. So I've preached on and on, it's diet related. And then I get diagnosed as a diabetic. I was very browned off. I found on the internet that if you juice, you can push yourself into a diabetic condition. And I thought, well, I'll stop juicing and my sugar level will drop. But in fact it didn't. So for a few years it's been high on the morning reading. Well, that's not good enough. So my hubby and I went on the proper diet given by the dietitian for diabetics, and that did nothing. Then I tried every single mainstream diet I could find for diabetes, and that did nothing. And I got myself really depressed about this. I thought I'm going to have to put my tail between my legs and go to the doctor and admit I'm a diabetic. But there was something inside me and some suspicion that it's very peculiar that there are so many diabetics, so many people with arthritis, so many people with all sorts of, in inverted commas, age-related disorders. I don't think it's got anything to do with age. I think our food, our commercial food, and all the chemicals that we ingest, even in our vegetables, are stopping our receptors, our insulin receptors, from receiving our own insulin. So there's something very suspicious about that. I don't like it. So I've been on this search for the perfect diet for me to drop my sugar levels. I'll get my morning sugar levels down, or my readings down to normal. Well, I've had no luck. But about a month ago, I discovered this Paleolithic diet, the caveman diet, primitive eating. You eat what you could hunt or what you could collect, and you avoid commercial food. You avoid any kind of grains, and you avoid dairy products. Well, for years we haven't eaten bread because my husband finds that bread shoots his sugar up sky high. So I started on the caveman diet. Well, would you believe it? In a week, my sugar had dropped and my morning readings were normal, and they still are. So I'm going to carry on for several months and get my sugar down to normal. Then I will rock up to the doctor's office for a long-term sugar test, which he's nagging me for, and I'm hoping that my levels will be normal and I can get away from his clutches, because I'm not taking pills. And if I have to eat like a caveman for the rest of my life, I don't mind, that's fine. It's been very pleasant. The thing I miss is cheese and butter. I love butter and cream. Well, anyway, so once my sugar readings are down all the time normal, I shall reintroduce cheese and see what happens. Then perhaps have some cream, and then perhaps have some butter, and check every morning how that's affecting my insulin receptors, because I have insulin. Type 2 diabetes have insulin. It's just that our bodies are not recognizing it. Something that we are doing to ourselves in this modern life is stopping our bodies recognizing our own insulin. And it's nothing to do with just being fat or being a couch potato. There's something else. Even the obesity epidemic, there's something else. It's not just lazy people sitting on their couches watching television. There is something wrong with our food. And so, for me, the caveman diet has been wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I'm on a high. I'm pleased with myself because my sugar is normal and has been for quite a while. And I'm pleased with myself because I have taken myself off cigarettes and now I'm vaping. So generally, I'm getting on well, I think, and I hope to go on doing so. This channel is called Vaping for the over 60s. When you're over 60, you have problems that other people don't have. So I thought I'd share that information about high sugar levels and the caveman diet, and getting back to natural food and cutting out anything agrarian, all the farmed foods, all the manufactured foods, all the chemicals added in flour, all the growth hormones added in milk, all the antibiotics in everything. And even our plastic is exuding hormones that are altering the way we are. And I don't believe we have to be over 60 and sick. And I refuse to be. If you study antique or old, primitive, rather, that's a better word, primitive tribes who still exist on earth, a lot of them live to a great old age, perfectly healthy. They don't get heart problems, they don't get diabetes, and all these other things that plague us modern Western people. And so I know when I go to the doctor and he tells me that my sugar readings are normal, and I tell him the story about the caveman diet, his eyes are going to glaze over. He's not interested. He's been brainwashed to think in terms of drugs. And so I wish doctors would wake up. I wish dietitians would wake up and realize a few simple things that other people have been saying for years. Fat is not bad for you. Salt is not bad for you. We have got low-fat crap on sale all over the country, and low-salt stuff. And that kind of advice and guidance for the population of the world is not true. It's telling porkies. It's lies. Look at what lies we have been dished up about second-hand smoke. Can you believe it? I don't believe a word of anything. I think try it for yourself and watch what happens in your own life. Because science doesn't accept anecdotal evidence. But there are hundreds and thousands of people have been helped by the Margaret Hills diet, and probably thousands of people also have tried the caveman diet and found their diabetes has been released. So I don't know. We should listen to those people, and we should stop listening to the experts who know everything and who really know nothing. So I'm back to vaping. I've had my grumble for today. If I can share anything that would help anybody on this channel, then I'm happy.